Welcome to another video. In this video we will start development of our project, the blog app, and in this video we will be creating the post so the user can create the post and publish in their blog. So yeah, let's start. Before starting, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. And let's open up the terminal and go to our blog app. Okay, we are in the blog folder, and now open it in the VS Code. Okay, so now there are two ways to create it or start the implementation. So the first way is we can run the command, and it will Rails will automatically create all the files for the post. But I will show you like how to manually create each file, so you will have a better idea. So if we go to the app, and let's start from the controller. So before controller, let's go to the routes. So because you know that the request first comes in the routes, and from the routes it determines that which controller and which controller will be called, and in the controller the which model will be called. It's based on the routes. So yeah, if here first we will define the route, like because we are creating the post, so the first route will be /posts. It will list all the posts, and which method and controller it will call the posts #index method. Okay, so we have created this route, and based on this route we will now create the controller. So we will go to the controller and create a controller, and the controller name will be plural. If the model is singular, the controller name will be plural. So post controller .rb. okay, and here we will define the class post controller, and the name should be based on the file name. So the file name should always start from the lowercase letter, but the class name should always start from the uppercase letter. So that's the Rails conventions, we have to follow those ones. And because after the post we have these underscore, and the next we will have the controller, and the controller names will start from the uppercase letter, because we are to differentiate. We will have to, like the underscore, that there are two words, post and controllers. So class name is post controller, and it will inherit from this application controller. So, and the application controller inherits from the action controller base, and this class has all the functionalities. So, and this is the default class, we don't need to go into that one. Just we will have just to inherit with this application controller. So yeah, copy the application controller and the class. So we have created our controller, and in the controller what we have to do is, if we go to the routes, we can see that we have to create the index method. So this is the controller name, and this is the method name. So we will create a method def index. Okay, and we will end this method. So the method is created, and now we have to go to the model, and in the model we have to create a post model, post.rb. In the same way we have to create a class post, and it will inherit from this class application record. Okay, so our post, model and controllers are created. Let's start the project and see what happened. Okay, now we have to go to localhost 3000 because our project is running on this URL. Let's copy the URL, and now we have to go to the route that we have defined in the routes file. So in the routes file we have defined /posts, right? If we hit enter, so it is saying that no template for interactive request, means that the index is missing template, means we have missing the view. So what we have to do is we have to go to the views, and in the views we have to create a folder, and the folder name will be like the plural, so it will be posts, and in the posts we have to define the same view that is in the post controller. So the method name is index. We have to create the view with the same name. We have to create the index.html.erb, right? And now refresh the page. You can see that it shows the blank page and the error is gone. So let's add now a heading just for the testing: post index method. If I refresh, you can see that post index method is called. Okay, so our controller is created, and model is created, view is also created. Now what we have to do is we are missing one thing, that is our table is not created in the database. So what we have to do is we have to create the migration in the DB, right? So for this one I would suggest to write the command to make the migration. For example, Rails and then generate migration, right? Create posts, right? And the post will have like two fields. Post will have title, and the title will be of type string, and post will have the body, and the body will be of type text, right? Because the body can be large, it can have images and a rich text. So if we hit enter, you can see that it created a file here in the DB migrate, and this is the file that is created. So if we go to the project, you can see in the DB we have the migrate, and here we have this create post file. So it creates a migration, and in the migration we have this def change method. So this method is called when we run the migration. So in the migration we have this command create table. It will be creating the table, like it will create the SQL command in the backend, and it will create the post table, and the post table will have the string of type title, they will have title of type string, and the body is of type text. Okay, so if I refresh this page, so you can see that it is saying that you have one pending migration. It means that you have a migration and you have not run it. So how to run it? We have to run the command rails db migrate. Okay, you can see that migration has been run. If we refresh the page, so the error is gone, and now our table is also created. So if I can show you from the Postico, sorry, currently we are using the SQLite, so we can't see that tables, but in the next video I will show you some interface to view the tables in the SQLite. Okay, so our posts are now completed, like the models, controllers and the views are done for the post. And if we go to the view, and here we can remove that one, and let's create a table. Okay, in the table we have to create a table row, and in the table row we have to create the table head. So before the tr we have to create t head. This is the table format in the HTML. Okay, in the tr we have this th. It will have like ID, so we have the three headers, that is title, ID title and body. Okay, and in the table body we have to show all the posts. So but before showing the post we have to first fetch the post from the database. So if we go to the post controller, and in the index method, because the controller can only communicate with the model to fetch the data from the database, so what we can do is we can write post dot all. It will fetch all the posts from the database, and we can store these in an instance variable like posts, right? And in the index.html we can loop through these posts that we fetched from the database and display in the table body. Post.each, right? And we can now end this loop here. So in the loop we have to create a row separate for each post, and in the table row we have to define the td, and in the td we have to print the post ID, post title and the post body. So first we have this ID, we can print here post.id. So yeah, I forgot to mention here that when the table is created we don't need to mention the ID column, it is by default added and it's auto increment. Okay, so let's display the title. We can write post dot title and then the post dot body. Okay, if we go here and refresh, you can see it showed ID, title and body. So currently we don't have any posts, so we can show the message or that no posts are created. So we can check here, if post dot length is greater than 0, means that we have at least one post. and then we can write else. Okay, if there is no post, then this code will run, otherwise it means that there are at least one post or more than one post, so this code will run. So here we can write tr and td. In the td we can just write there are no posts yet. Okay, if we refresh, if the post dot length is equal to 0, means that if the posts are 0, then this should run, otherwise this block should run. So if I refresh, you can see it shows that there are no posts, but this message shows only in this id column. So what we can do is we can make it like call span, and the call span should be like 3, so that it can be spanned onto the 3 columns. So if I refresh, you can see that now it takes the width of the 3 columns. So I think that's all for this video, and in the next video we will create the post form. We will be publishing the form and publishing the post and editing and deleting the post. So yeah, I hope you have learned something new. So yeah, keep watching and subscribe my channel.